Well, colleagues, let me get started and welcome you all. Good morning in the West from here. Good evening in the East. Good day in Europe and Africa. Dear participants of this workshop on COVID-19, we focus on new insights on causes, actions, and consequences of the pandemic and implications for science and health policy. I welcome you in my role as President of the Pontifical Academy of Sciences. I just want to make a few opening remarks. By now, an estimated 250 million people were infected by COVID. About 5 million people are recorded to have died from or with COVID. But there are also the model estimates that more than 15 million cases of so-called excess death occurred in the context of COVID. So we are dealing with a serious ongoing issue. Science entered a steep learning curve during the pandemic. New insights from science and new experiences with health policy actions are quickly accumulating, as all of you know. I also want to greet colleagues and observers who are in the webinar, not visible to us here on the screen. You can engage with comments in chat boxes, I believe. With this workshop, we want to take stock of lessons learned and identify implications for new science agendas and for science and health policies that serve many people and are inclusive of the poor segments of society. We will talk quite a bit about vaccinations. Vaccinations per day were above 40 million worldwide in July, August of this year, but declined to about 25 million, I understand. Although there is a huge and unfair gap between vaccination coverage between rich and poor world. Global solidarity is lacking. Also, there are discussions about the lack of information on COVID-19 vaccine research and development, the manufacturing, the contracts, the deployment in the public domain. That seems to lead to unpredictable delivery times, wasted doses, high purchasing prices in low and middle income countries, and inequitable distribution. So these issues of managing the crisis and the vaccine aspects need to be on our screen. We had a year ago a major conference on COVID in the fall of 2020. We had noted in that conference that COVID-19 adversely impacts especially the poor. As Pope Francis mentioned in his message to our academy when we had this in our plenary session, that was the focus. His headline was the time to see the poor. It's the time to see the poor. That time is still there to see the poor. But this workshop is also to see positively the time to see science from a positive perspective, because so much positive science progress is to be noted in the last 12 months, in the last 2 years. Now let me make a few comments on how we operate this workshop. At the Pontifical Academy of Sciences, we want to be transparent. The workshop is being recorded and will be placed on our YouTube channel. I hope you can accept that. We will also, as usual in our academy, develop a statement based on the workshop findings and share the statement with Pope Francis and the general public quickly after the workshop. We will send a draft to participants by Friday evening or Saturday of this week, asking you for your review and for your inputs, and ultimately after our revisions for your endorsements if you are comfortable with this. So there's no pushing in that direction. Again, let me all welcome you to this workshop. I know you're all extremely busy people. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for preparing speeches. We have a very high level group of experts and policy advisors from all over the world. They will be welcomed as they speak or as they take the floor as discussions. I will now ask our Chancellor to welcome us as well. Marcelo, please.